Hi, my name is Shay, and welcome to my podcast, Disrespectfully Respected. I've always wanted to do a podcast and decided what a better time. I do cuss a lot, and if you don't like it, who the fuck cares? It's just me being unapologetically me. No topic is off limits, and everyone is welcome to join. So join me in a world full of fun, laughter, and realness. Bye! Child molestation, incest, rape, grooming, and pedophiles. Help end child sexual abuse. You are not alone. If you encounter child sexual abuse, resources and support are available. Call to have questions answered or chat with a trained crisis counselor 24/7 at no charge. All conversations are confidential. Call 800-656-HOPE, or you can chat online at online.rain.org. Of the 192,321 unique predators in the dataset, 89,028, 46%, were male, and 103,293, 54%, were female. In the figure, it shows male predators by their relationship to their victims. More than half of all male predators, 51%, were biological fathers. The second largest group was male non-parents, 25%. 26%, who included male relatives, 12%, male non-relatives, 13%, and those with a combination of non-parental relationships, 1%. Boyfriends, stepfathers, combination fathers, and adoptive fathers accounted for 10%, 8%, 5%, and 1% of all male predators, respectively. In comparison, among female predators, 86% were biological mothers, 10% were non-parents, and the remaining 4% were stepmothers, adoptive mothers, fathers' girlfriends, or combination mothers. Nearly 70% of child sex offenders have between 1 and 9 victims. At least 20% have 10 to 14 victims. An average serial child molester may have as many as 400 victims in his lifetime. Nearly 50% of women in prison say they were abused as children. 30 to 40% of victims are abused by a family member. 50% are abused by someone outside of the family whom they know and trust. Evidence that a child has been sexually abused is not always obvious, and many children do not report that they have been abused. 93% of abusers are familiar with the children they abuse. Incest is usually committed against daughters by fathers. The average age of a victim is 8 years old. It is estimated that there are at least 100,000 incest cases in the United States each year, although no effective reporting system exists and most cases go unreported. Open family communications, especially in sexual matters, is encouraged as a preventative measure. Family treatment programs and special programs for adult family members can remove the blame from the child and help adults accept their responsibility, enabling the family to function as a unit. This solution offers hope that victimized children need to face a life marked by guilt, self-doubt, and fear of acceptable sexual involvement. Incest is defined as the occurrence of sexual relations between close blood relatives. A broader definition describes incest as intercourse between participants who are related to one another by some formal or informal bond of kinship that is culturally regarded as a barrier to sexual relations. As an example of the latter, Sexual relations between step parents and stepchildren or step siblings are usually considered incestuous, even though no blood relationship exists. The most common form of incest include father or stepfather abusing his daughter or son, mother abusing her daughter or son, uncle or other relative abusing their niece or nephew, or a close friend abusing the daughter or son. Of the relationships cited previously, the most common relationship involved in sexual abuse is father-daughter. Father-daughter incest accounts for 75% of the total reported cases. Fathers molesting their daughters have a heavy dose of narcissism since they see their daughters as physical extension of their own bodies. You're small, you're vulnerable, and in the eyes of the law, you're basically his property. So he thinks that means he can do whatever he wants and no one can stop him. It's manipulation, it's control. Grooming is the process by which an offender draws a child into a sexual relationship and maintains that relationship in secrecy. There are an estimated 500,000 online predators active each day. Children between the ages of 12 and 15 are especially susceptible to be groomed or manipulated by adults they meet online. According to the FBI, over 50% of the victims of online sexual exploitation are between the ages of 12 and 15. An estimated 89% of sexual advances directed at children occur in internet chat rooms or through instant messaging. In over a quarter of all reported exploitation incidents, the online predator will ask a child for sexually explicit photos of themselves. 4% of children receive aggressive solicitations from adults online, including attempts to contact the children in person or over the phone. In addition, 58% of parents report being concerned about the threats that strangers pose online. 2 out of 10 children between the ages of 8 and 11 are aware of the issues and are concerned that strangers may find out information about them. And while using social media, 40% of children remove privacy settings in order to attract more friends and followers. In the process of grooming, a non-sexual relationship is established. Child molesters gain the trust of victims and their families and seek time alone with the kids. Sexualization of the relationship takes place gradually. The child's cooperation and silence are maintained by various forms of coercion. The child accommodates to increase sexual demands with increasing sense of betrayal and guilt. Most predators will continue to abuse the children if they are not reported and stopped. Anybody can be a groomer, no matter their age, gender, or race. Grooming can take place over a short or long period of time, from weeks to years. Groomers may also build a relationship with the young person's family or friends to make them seem trustworthy. Children and young people can be groomed online, in person, or both, by a stranger or someone they know. They could be a family member, a friend, or someone who has targeted them, like a teacher, faith group leader, or sports coach. When a child is groomed online, groomers may hide who they are by sending photos or videos of other people. Sometimes this will be someone younger than them to gain the trust of a peer. They might target one child online or contact lots of children very quickly and wait for them to respond. The relationship a groomer builds can take different forms. This could be a romantic relationship as a mentor, an authority figure, a dominant and persistent figure. A groomer can use the same sites, games, and apps as young people, spending time learning about a young person's interests and use this to build a relationship with them. Children can be groomed online through social media networks, text messaging, and messaging apps like WhatsApp, email, text, voice, and video chats in forums, games, and apps. Whether online or in person, groomers can use tactics like pretending to be younger, giving advice or showing understanding, buying gifts, giving attention, taking them on trips, outings, or holidays. Groomers might also try to isolate children from their friends and family, making them feel dependent on them and giving the groomer power and control over them. They might use blackmail to make a child feel guilt and shame or introduce the idea of secrets to control, frighten, and intimidate. It's important to remember that children and young people may not understand they've been groomed. They may have complicated feelings like loyalty, admiration, love, as well as fear, distress, and confusion. It can be difficult to tell if a child is being groomed. The signs aren't always obvious and may be hidden. Older children might behave in a way that seems to be normal teenage behavior, masking underlying problems. Some of the signs you might see include being very secretive about how they're spending their time, including when online, having an older boyfriend or girlfriend, having money or new things like clothes and mobile phones that they can't or won't explain, underage drinking or drug taking, spending more or less time online or on their devices, being upset, withdrawn, or distressed, sexualized behavior, language, or an understanding of sex that is not appropriate for their age, spending more time away from home or going missing for periods of time. Please talk to your kids, get in their lives. There is no privacy when it comes to protecting your child. You have to protect your children from the world. There are a lot of predators out there. It can be in your family, your friend, your workplace, strangers. It can be anybody. Just always protect your children and also always communicate with your children. Give them a safe place to open up to you. Let them know and make them feel comfortable in talking to you. Let them know that no matter what it is, that you can handle it and you will be there for them. Always, always, always try to create a safe space for them, and they nurture their vulnerability, because what groomers do, they listen, right? They want somebody to listen, they want somebody to talk to, they want to vent, and that's how they get in. That's how they manipulate them and control them and try to isolate them from their loved ones, because as the child is seeing, this person understands me, this person listens. So of course, whatever the groomer is telling them, they're going to listen to. Pay attention to the signs. This is such a I don't know. It's I can't put it in words, but this is such a taboo topic. I know it back in the day, it used to be whatever happens here in our home stays in our home. And we have to get out of that mentality. It messes kids up. We have to get out of mentality and speak up, expose these pedophiles, expose these groomers, expose these fathers, these mothers, and stop victim blaming. It is not the child's fault. These people are grown. They know better. It is not the child's fault at all. Be an advocate for your child. That is all I have for today. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Disrespectfully Respected. Bye.